Welcome to Indiana Outdoor Adventures. I'm Troy McCormick, and today we're out in the woods for opening day of youth turkey season. And joining me today is Jim Warren with the National Wild Turkey Federation, and we also have with us, we have Jack Dykes and his two boys joining us for our youth turkey hunt. Jim, can you tell us a little bit about why today's special with our youth hunt?
Well, it was a great morning. We partnered up, of course, with Indiana Outdoor Adventures, the River Ridge Longbeards chapter. And at our auction, we auctioned off this hunt, take these kids out for a good turkey hunt.
And Jack, what was it like for you to get the boys out? I know you're a big hunter, you're really involved in the NWTF. But this was a chance to get the boys out, do a little TV time with the boys, as well as sitting in the blinds. But tell me just a little bit about our hunt today.
Great hunt, great place. Everything's went out of their way for us. Got in the blind early this morning. Turkeys were gobbling everywhere. Wasn't able to get one in on us. They decided to go elsewhere, but nice time to stay. Beautiful morning. Couldn't ask for a better day.
Jack and Will over here and I were in one blind, and we had Jim and Braden in the other blind. Now, we had, like Jack said, we had turkeys gobbling everywhere until daybreak. And then we only had one hen came by throughout the day. We had a lot of deer.
A lot of deer.
I think we saw 9, 10 deer at least.
Yeah.
But Jim, you guys had an encounter.
Quite a bit, quite a couple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very many, very many.
Yeah, we had a lot of turkeys around us, but we couldn't quite get one within range when we were ready. We did have one come up behind us within gun range, but he eased around before we could get moved in the right position to take a shot. So he got away from us, but the rest of the birds, we could see them, but they wouldn't come close enough.
There's 2 of them up there.
Stop. Very careful, very careful. It's too far away right now, so we gotta wait.
He's going after the hen.
Can you tell if it's a hen or?
That's a gobbler. He's on top. He's coming out this way.
See him coming?
I think there are 2 gobblers up there. Oh, 3.
Yeah, they're too far away right now.
There's 3 turkeys up there. They're coming down this way. Took a while, but we finally spotted our first pair of a gobbler and a hen coming up through this brush line past these little past these logs. Coming up, they just when they came out into a place where we could actually see them and actually get a good look at them, they were too far out of gun range, so I couldn't really get a good shot at them. And then,
Now, Will, we were out hunting today, but this isn't your first time turkey hunting, is it?
No, I've been turkey hunting and I saw Jake.
Yeah. Now, did you get to shoot a Jake last year?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And so you like to go hunting with your dad?
Yes, sir.
Do you get to go a lot?
Not much.
Maybe as you're getting older, you get to go a little bit more?
Yeah.
Now, we had a lot of turkeys gobbling when it was still dark, but daylight came, and those crazy gobblers, they didn't come in for us, did they?
No.
But what did we see?
We saw deer.
We saw how many?
10.
10 deer. There was a bunch of them. And turkeys, we only had one hen turkey. But you got to see her, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, all in all, did you have fun hunting today?
Yes, sir.
So I'll bet you want to go out again sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, I hope you get a chance to bag another turkey here this year.
Thanks.
Now, Braden, was this your first time to go turkey hunting today?
no, I have shot a 20-pound gobbler before.
Wow, that's huge. Now, how old are you?
I'm 12 years old.
And when did you shoot your first gobbler?
So I was at 10.
So it's 2 years ago. At 10 years old, that's a really good start to turkey hunting. Now, I assume you like hunting with your dad.
Yes.
Do you go all the time, like during deer season and stuff too?
Yes, I have shot a deer before. Yes.
Well, what kind of deer did you get?
I got a 6-point.
You're kind of spoiled for a 12-year-old. You've already gotten a big, huge gobbler, and you got a 6-point buck. I can't wait to see what you shoot in the future. Are you wanting even bigger ones?
Yeah, I'm wanting them. Seriously.
Tell me about today, because I wasn't hunting with you today. I heard that you guys had a gobbler come in and get close and personal with you.
Yeah. Well, you see, what happened was, he came up the little hill like 25 yards away from the back of from behind the blind, and actually Jim was actually the first person who actually saw him, and the gobbler didn't make any noise at all when he came up, so we didn't even know he was behind us until Jim spotted him, and there wasn't even enough time for me to pick up the gun and get over there before he puffed up, squatted down, and then walked off into the bushes after a hen.
Well, he just kind of snuck in on you. He was quiet and sneaky. You didn't even get a chance to shoot him, did you?
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, that means he'll be out in the woods next time for you, won't he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you get...
Someday.
Someday, there you go. I hope you get a big turkey this year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Braden.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back
with Indiana Outdoor Adventures.
That's perfect. Welcome back to the show. Now, what we're going to do is head down to southern Indiana to Switzerland County to meet up with Pro Staffer Jeremy Robinson as he gets a little lesson on what it takes to make a handcrafted walking cane.
Aaron's getting ready to show us the different stages of making a hiking stick. Aaron?
Well, we just cut some sticks. They're different ones than these, but I've got some pieces of maple here, and so basically you're gonna end up bringing the stick back up that's still got little branches coming off of it. It's a little rough. It's obviously too long. So we'll spend a little time figuring out the best feel for that stick, where the best place to put a handle would be, how that would be most comfortable to someone. And that's kind of how we're, we start whittling it down, then we'll shorten it and take some of the top off, take some, in this case, the handle feels really good right there. It's actually even got a branch here that is a little bit of a rest for the heel of your hand, so that would be a great spot on that stick. So Jeremy, if you'd hold that.
How long do you let these dry?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. Yeah, some of these sticks dry really straight, and they dry fairly quickly. The maple dries fairly quickly. The cedar takes a while, and the cedar will warp pretty bad, so I typically will actually strap the cedar down, tie it down, or zip tie it down to a 2x4 or a 4x4 to keep it from warping when it dries. If you dry them straight, they'll stay straight. But you're looking at maybe upwards of anywhere from the maple, maybe 6 weeks to, believe it or not, some of them maybe 5 to 6 months. So right now I've got a lot of them up in the...
Wait a second. You're telling me that you may have 5 months to make a walking stick?
Yeah, there's a lot of... The drying time is... And you know what? And that, you wouldn't think it, but the hardest part of all this is finding a stick.
Really?
I mean, it's because, first of all, it's hard to find them straight, and because I don't cut saplings, as a rule, unless, like we saw today, they were damaged. Not a perfectly straight sapling, but something we can work with, and it's got character to it, so we can make something good out of it. I've got the handle right in here, cut the top so that it gives us some room to do some special wood birding on that, something they'd really like. And then I've still got a ways to go on this. I've still got to work these knots down with, probably there's a little bit of cutting and a lot of sanding, put it that way. And honestly, most of the sticks I make for people, as often as not, people don't use them for hiking. They'll just hang them lean them up against the fireplace, and they look cool, and they're kind of an art thing instead of. But I do get some requests for some sticks for actual hiking. So anyway,
well, let's step inside, check out the rest of the process.
Sure. And so once the outside work the particularly messy work is done, then I actually bring it inside, and I'm actually inside working in I guess what you call a workroom or an office here. And so, I use a number of different items to do the final touches on a stick. I do some wood burning on those, which we'll try to show you that in a minute. But there's some different items that we use for that as well. I do a lot of leather work on the sticks, and so different types of leather, either for a handle or for a leather wrap, such as the lace. I always use a lace handle, leather lace handle. But then there's also different kinds of leather that I have, and I'll use those to actually make a grip for the stick. Sometimes I'll just use a wrap on that stick and
and use it to hang feathers or different items, and we can show you some of those in just a few moments. But those are some of the items I use. Grouse feathers, a lot of turkey feathers, actually some bear claws that we use, different items as well. Antler buttons, a lot of people like antlers on those. Sometimes we use antler points and other times just antler buttons. Actually, coyote claws look great on the sticks. For those folks that are really wanting a stick that they want to take out in the woods, they're wanting to hike with it, they're hardcore about it, and we get plenty of those, but I'll actually use copper caps on the bottom of the stick to protect the wood. We'll epoxy that on there, seal that on there to keep the water out from getting into the stick, and we'll attach that. And then on the top of those sticks, it's hard to see maybe, but I've actually got compasses, and we'll utilize those compasses as well, and actually inset those into the very top of the stick. And so I've got some sticks that are finished with compasses in those, and so we'll see those as well. But that gives you an idea of some of the different items that are used to dress those sticks and to adorn those sticks, and try to receive, or to achieve the desired results. And of course, before most of this goes on, there is a stain or as well as a poly coat or a seal coat, 2 or 3 seal coats to protect the finish. This stick, it was just fun. This, I mentioned I don't like, if I can keep from it, I don't like cutting any sticks. And this is one that was just laying on the ground, a piece of sycamore. I stripped it all the way to the bone, so to speak, and just wanted to do something fun with it. So,
man, I tell you what, I really like the coyote tracks in this. I mean, this is sharp. I mean,
and it's cool. It's just
what do you got hanging up here?
And that's a coyote, actually, an honest to goodness coyote claw.
That is awesome. I mean, it really is. It's
just a pretty stick.
It is. Do you expect anybody to carry that in the woods?
Probably not.
No,
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't, but it'd be one that would look cool leaning against the fireplace or sitting in the corner. So, when you asked me earlier about my favorite stick, I don't know if it's really hard to pick a favorite stick, and I don't know that I have one. I told you I really like the poplar because I mean, feel how light that is. There's just nothing to it.
I like the leather there.
And it's so strong, and the leather in there makes just for a nice look. And then just for fun, I love doing the wood burning, and so we've got wild turkey tracks.
Well, I'm crazy about the wild turkey.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
and red fox tracks and deer tracks and coyote tracks on that. And again, probably not one you're going to carry in the woods. I actually got some hair pipe beads on that one as well. So just a fun stick to do, and the other cool thing is the way that it finishes out.
How much time do you think you got in that stick?
That stick's 5 to 6 hours. I mean, there's some time in that one, and it's because the leather work takes time. It's just to stitch it all and to do the wood burning. Those two things together take probably an hour and a half, 2 hours.
It's a great piece of work. I mean,
so thanks. Yes, and again, I love doing it, and it's fun to do it, but it does take some time. And then this stick will be this coming February, since you're the president of our NWTF Turkey Federation chapter. This will be donated this year for a stick to be auctioned, and of course our money will go for local wildlife habitat, local turkey habitat. I love cedar. It's tough to work with, takes a lot of time, but neat because we've got an actual turkey spur attached on this stick. We've got an eastern wild turkey feather. We've got some leather wraps on it. The cedar's a beautiful stick, and it's got a lot of natural color in it.
Man, that is awesome, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, glad to do it. And anything we can do to support the Federation is awesome too.
Guys, I do want to let you know, Aaron is a true outdoorsman. I mean, if it's hunting with a bow, if it's out helping kids, NWTF, he's out helping us. I actually just got Aaron joined with our chapter here last year, and he's all about, and this is what we need. More guys like this out there today. I appreciate your time today, Aaron. I mean, I really do. I know that you got a million things to do like we all do. And you took the afternoon off to help us out.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, I appreciate it
very much. Thank you.
Great sticks.
Thanks.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Indiana Outdoor Adventures. Well, if you've been waiting for a little action in this episode, we've got it for you. We were down at Kentucky Lake filming the Paralyzed Veterans of America Bass Tournament this spring, when down below the dam we noticed a lot of action. Now there was really cool great white pelicans were down there feeding, but we also saw some guys, some sportsmen who were fishing. But they weren't just regular fishing, they were snagging. Let's check in with them and find out what in the world they're doing below the dam at Kentucky Lake. They don't come in easy.
No. Look them in the side of the tail, it seems to be worse. He's a small one.
Grab him and hold him up here for me, would you? Before you throw him back. That's a good, you can hold him right there.
I'm guessing 10 pound, Asian maybe.
Great, thanks. Tell me what you're after.
We're after spoonbill catfish, but the main thing we catch is Asians.
When did that start changing, this invasion of Asians?
I'd say I really noticed it 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But by the end of this month, every single catch will catch an Asian.
No kidding. And they're all about the size of the one you just threw out?
No, that's pretty small. 60, 70, 80 pounds.
Yeah. Wow. Now I know you killed it before throwing it back in.
Yeah. I stab them through their air bag or whatever. That way they'll sink.
Does the DNR ask to do that, or is that just something fishermen do?
They don't want you to leave them on the bank,
Yep.
so we get rid of them.
Now, have you caught any spoonbills today?
Nope.
Ah.
I've caught one this year.
How many Asians have you caught?
I've been here 30 minutes or so, and there's only been 2 casts. I didn't get one.
I was going to say, I saw you down here catch at least 3.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I hope there's a spoonbill in there for you somewhere.
Thank you.
How deep is that water out there?
I'm guessing
40
40.
foot? They must just be stacked up in there.
There's another one. Little one. You know, I love the ocean fish.
This is about as close as you're going to get.
On average, you catch bigger fish out here doing this. It's a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah, no kidding. No guide fees, no boat. Tell me about this pole you got.
This is Shimano Torum 30. It's actually my ocean reel. And it's a Calcutta bamboo pole. I custom build these. Sell them $50 a piece. They don't bend, they don't break. Very, very light.
And what have you got on the end of it there? You just got, what is that, a 3-ounce lead? Or?
I got a 7-ounce lead.
7.
I ain't sure what size hook I got.
That's a big treble hook.
I run a swivel in between. That way if I get hung up, it'll break underneath 90% of the time. Keeps you from losing all your heavy line.
And how often do you say you do this?
About 4 times a week.
4 times a week. How many Asian carp do you think you catch each day?
1,000 pounds or more.
1,000 pounds of fish. Wow. You think they come up with some kind of a market for them?
They've got one in, I believe it's Wickliffe, Kentucky. They're opening. They're going to start shipping them overseas.
Yeah. I know they had a big carp tournament the DNR sponsored this year.
Yeah, the
For
winner.
the commercial fishermen.
I believe the winner netted 28,000 pounds himself.
That's amazing.
got him one. When you catch great big ones, you almost want to sit down.
I bet it'd wear you out.
Line breaks you with the butt.
Yeah, as much as you lay into that. You can't really tell how big they are, though, when you're bringing them in, because if you've got them foul hooked, you're bringing them in sideways, they're going to feel like they're a lot bigger.
You get the big ones, you know it. I've fought one many times, 20, 30 minutes.
20, 30 minutes to be able to get one in? Of course, that's at 60, 70 pound range.
Yes. A lot depends on where you hook them. You hook them in the head, they'll come right in.
Really?
Get them the side or the tail.
These have all been silver Asian carp, haven't they?
I never touch a fish.
Why is that?
Some of my friends make fun of me. I just never do.
You just don't want to?
There ain't no reason to. Really.
No. Just gonna get all slimy. That'll rinse your back out.
Yeah. Pull and drag.
That's pulling it out, isn't it? But now you're fighting current too. It's a lot of weight to be dragging against the current. That's a big fish.
He's probably 25 pounds. Relatively small.
That's all we've got for today. We'll see you next time, right here on Indiana Outdoor Adventures.